Yes. Okay. So a new student has been came, so we will start from day one. Okay, we'll just revise it. Okay, so let's revise from day one. Okay, so let me share my screen. Is my screen visible to everyone? Yes. Okay, all right. So in the day one, we have just took an introduction to HTML. Okay, so the first slide was about what is HTML. So the HTML is the standard markup language. Okay, standard markup language for creating web pages. Means it is only the language which it is not only it is the language which just creates the web page. Okay, it is the basic language to create the web page. Okay, means websites. Okay, and the full form of HTML is hypertext markup language. Okay, and the HTML just tells the web browser that how to display the text, headings and medias. Okay, so that HTML tells to the web browser. Okay, and HTML has a series of tags and elements. Okay, so this was all about the first slide. Now the second slide was about why to learn HTML. Okay, so the why to learn HTML, and the answer is HTML just creates the websites from very basic to the professional level. Okay, that also from scratch. Okay, we can also take website builders, but it don't give the customized feeling. Okay, so for customized feeling we can just learn the HTML language, then CSS, then JavaScript, then we can create any of the professional looking website. Okay, like Amazon, Flipkart. But for that we have to learn some another frameworks, okay, of JavaScript, like Node.js, React.js, Vue.js. Okay, so these are some frameworks. So uh, YouTube has used, I think so, Node.js. Okay, I'm not sure. So let's move further. So HTML just creates the skeleton of the website. Okay, so HTML just tells how to display the text and images. Okay, not styles the website. Okay, for styling the website we use CSS. The full form of CSS is cascading style sheet. Okay, so in this bootcamp we will design a website which we created in the last bootcamp. Okay, so do you want to see the website which we will design and which was created in the last bootcamp? Do you want to see?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see it. Code. Yeah. So this is the website which we created in the last bootcamp. So we have cloned. Just a minute. We have cloned this website. Okay. In this bootcamp, we will just style this website. Okay. This is our made website, and this is the ready-made website. Okay, which we are going to create in this bootcamp. Okay, in the last lecture. So we are going to do this font size and this bold effect and then this hover effect, also this background effect. Okay, so these all effects we are going to do in the last lecture of this bootcamp by CSS. Okay, so this is the website which we created in the last bootcamp. Okay, so let's move further. So next we have seen, okay, so next slide, just a minute. Okay, so next we have seen what is a web browser. Okay, so the purpose of the web browser is to read the HTML documents and just convert them into the design format. Okay, so that is the work of web browser. And also web browser doesn't displays the tags and elements used in HTML. Okay, means there is a series of tags and elements in HTML. Okay, that I told you in the first slide. So it just converts the HTML document, means HTML code, into the design format and just displays it to the browser. Okay, so this is the work of web browsers. And next we have seen the version history of HTML. Okay, so first of all, HTML was created by Sir Tim Berners-Lee, okay, in the late 1991, but it was not officially released. It was officially released in 1995 as HTML 2.0 version. Okay, and the turning point of the HTML language was on HTML 4.1 version. It is actually 4.01 version. Okay, it was also a major version and it was released in late 1999. Okay, so there are 5 versions of HTML. basically 6, but XHTML is not considered. Okay, after HTML 4.01 there is XHTML also. The full form of XHTML is Extensible Markup Language. Okay, the full form is Extensible Hypertext Markup Language. Okay, so let's see this in brief. Okay, so first of all, HTML 1.0. So it was the first release and it was very minor release. Okay, means we can add only text in the website. Okay, means we can just only add paragraphs, not headings, or we can say images, videos, audios. Okay, only text and text. Okay, and not many of the people were involved in developing at that time. Okay, and the language was also very limited, means only we can add text. Okay, so that was in version HTML 1.0. So next one is HTML 2.0. Okay, so HTML 2.0 included everything that was in HTML 1.0, but some new features were added. Okay, so it was a standard website designing language until January 1997. Okay, it was until January 1997, and after that many new core features of HTML was released for the first time. Okay, so let's see the HTML 3.0 version. So a person named Dave Raggett, okay, he was working in the HTML creation group. So he introduced the new HTML draft, which was HTML 3.0 version. Okay, and he promised that he would create opportunities for web developers. Okay, and he would improve the abilities for HTML to create websites. Okay, and he included many new features in the HTML 3.0, and he did it. Okay, so this was only about HTML 3.0. Now next one is HTML 4.01. So HTML 4.01 was a turning point of HTML language. Okay, many of the developers were involved in creating websites at that time. Okay, after HTML 4.01 there was Extensible Markup Language. Okay, the first one is correct. So Extensible Markup Language. Okay, the short form is XHTML. Okay, and it was a set of markups, okay, on which large websites are today based. Okay, based today. Sorry. This was the recommendation of W3C. Okay, the full form of W3C is World Wide Web Consortium. Okay, so this is a marketing group which brings the developer and tells them that HTML is very nice for creating their websites. Okay, so he just confessed them. Okay, so let's see the next slide, which is of HTML 5.0 version. So HTML 5.0 is also the recommendation of W3C. Okay, so full form of W3C is World Wide Web Consortium. Okay, and it is currently maintained by WHATWG. Okay, the full form of that is Web Hypertext Application Technology Working Group. Okay, so this is also a consortium group, means like it is marketing. So it just shows the website on Google, Mozilla and Microsoft or Apple, we can say any of the web browser. Okay, major web browsers. So it is a vendor of major web browsers. Okay, so HTML 5.0 is the current and major version of HTML. Okay, so recently we are working on HTML 5.0. Okay, so this was all about the first day. Okay, so let's see about second day. Okay, so in the day 2, means yesterday, we have just seen about HTML5 new features. Okay, so is there any doubt in day 1 lecture? If any, then you can ask me. Any doubt? No. Okay, so let's see HTML5 new features. Okay, which was in day 2, means yesterday. Okay, so first of all we have did the introduction to HTML5. So HTML5 is the 5th and current version of HTML. It has improved the markup available for document and has introduced application programming interfaces, which is API, and document object model, which is DOM. Many of new features are added in HTML5 version. we will be going through all the features of HTML5. First version of HTML5 was published in 2007. Okay, so HTML5 is the fifth major and current version of HTML, and it has improved the abilities, or also we can say available document structure for HTML. Okay, and also has introduced APIs. The full form of API is application programming interfaces. Okay, and it has also introduced document object model. Okay, we can say DOM. Okay, so many of the new features were added in HTML5 version. Okay, here in many of the slides it has listed features and elements added in HTML5. So we will be going through this. And also the first version of HTML5 was published in 2007. Okay, so HTML5 was released in 2007. Okay, so let's see the features of HTML. So the first one is it has given us the means we can add audios and videos to our website. Okay, in the HTML previous versions of HTML5, okay, there was not feature like we can add audios or videos in our website. Okay, in the HTML5 it has came. Okay, and the second feature is it has included vector graphics and tags. Okay, means like SVG. I told you yesterday the full form of SVG is scalable vector graphics. Okay, it helps us to make our creative design. It's like drawing. Okay, means we can draw it and we get code for SVG. Okay, and I told you yesterday the designing software for this SVG. Okay, do you want the software for SVGs? Do you want it? Yes. Okay, so we have seen Figma. Okay, so in Figma we can create our SVG. Okay, means we can create our creative design and then convert it into SVG. Okay, that function is there in Figma. Okay, so this link I'll share in the chat section. You can copy it. Okay, I've shared it. So I'm not going to give you an introduction about this. You can see YouTube videos for this. It is very simple. It will take long to explain this, so I will not explain it. Okay, so let's move further. Okay, so HTML5 has brought many of the semantic tags. What is semantic tags? So as we know that we just write the text heading and images or add videos, audios. So we just do it in a line wise. Okay, but to separate the sections, okay, to separate the sections like header, footer, then a side section, and then we can say the section itself. Okay, so for that we have got the HTML semantic tags. Okay, like header, footer, article, section, and figure. Okay, so these are semantic tags. Okay, so the fourth point is it has also brought the drag and drop feature for websites. Okay, means we can see here drag and drop in HTML5. Okay, HTML5. Let's see the live example. Okay, so this is an API, drag and drop API. So here we can see that we can drag this image and drop it to another box. Okay, and it just drops. Okay, we can do it anytime, means many times. Okay, so I'll just close this. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, and the fifth point is it has also bought geolocation services. Means we can just get the location of user, okay, of our client from using JavaScript. Okay, means when we insert the JavaScript, then we can get the location of the user. Okay, so let's do it. Let's search for W3 Schools HTML tutorials. HTML tutorial. W3 School is best for learners. Okay, so here we can see geolocation. Okay, so here let's try it, and it is asking the permission to know your location. Okay, when we allow them, then we can see here the map. Okay, when I zoom in, then I can see my perfect location. Okay, so this is my location, so I can do it full screen also and small screen also. Okay, so I'll just close this. Sorry, day 2. Okay, then we have got web storage facilities. Okay, means HTML5 just stores itself the data. Okay, means like there are two types of storage. The first one is local storage and the second one is session storage. Okay, so in the JavaScript bootcamp we will learn how the local storage and session storage works. Okay, I will create a bootcamp on JavaScript, then I will tell you. Okay, and the seventh point is uses SQL database to store data offline. Okay, so SQL is a database where we store our data. Okay, the full form of SQL is structured query language. Okay, so it is a language for a database, means it is having silly commands. Okay, means simple commands I can say. Okay, so it is very easy to learn, but it is quite hard for implementing it. Okay, for implementing it for websites. Okay, so the 8th point is allows to draw various shapes like triangle, rectangle, circle, etc. So this is also like SVGs. Okay, means I told you here in this point, the second point. Okay, so ninth one is capable of handling incorrect syntax. So in the HTML5 new feature, there is also a feature that they can capture the incorrect syntax. Okay, means if there is any incorrect syntax, then it just captures quickly. Okay, we can say. So let's see the next point. So the 10th point is easy doc type declaration, that is doc type HTML. Okay, so this is the tag by which we tell the web browser that we are using the current and HTML5 version. Okay, so by using this tag at the starting of the website code, okay, we can say HTML code. By using this tag, then we tells the web browser that we are using HTML5 version. Okay, so this specifies HTML5 version. Okay, so this is the main tag by which we can use HTML5 version. We can get access to every feature of HTML5 version. Okay, and the 11th point is easy character encoding, that is meta tag. Okay, so this is very informative tag. Okay, means it is in the header tag. Okay, in the header element we can say. It is inside the header element. It gives the extra information about the website. Okay, we can also provide SEO. The full form of SEO is search engine optimization. So let's see what is SEO. So when we search HTML tutorials, then we get this results. Okay, so this title and this description is called SEO. Okay, and these are some we can say keywords. Okay, that is been provided by developer. Okay, and this is the URL of website. Okay, so this title, description and keywords together creates SEO. Okay, so this has been created by meta tags. Okay, so we can search here SEO tutorials, and then we can get many of the SEO tutorials, and we can also get keywords for SEO. Okay, so let's see elements added in HTML5. So these are many elements, so I will not explain it. I'll just share the PPT in the group, and I have shared it, so you can just refer it. Okay, so this was all about the second lecture. Now let's move to the third lecture, means the today's lecture. Okay, so today we will see the difference between tags and elements in HTML, and also we will see attributes in HTML. Okay, so let's start today's lecture. So today, first of all, we'll see what is a tag. So is there any doubt in the day 2 lecture? Is there any doubt? No. Anybody else? Please respond, guys. No. Okay, alright. So let's start it. What is a tag? Okay, so HTML tags are like keywords which defines that how web browser will format and display the content. Okay, so tags are like keywords which are predefined, okay, and tells the web browser to in which format he needs to display that. Okay, with the help of tags, a web browser can distinguish between an HTML content and a simple content. Okay, so with the help of HTML tags, the browser can differentiate between the HTML tags and the contents. Okay, means this uh this is the paragraph, okay, paragraph element, or we can say h5 element. Okay, and this is the icon. So this is inside the p tag. Okay, this you are presenting to everyone, this is in a p tag. Okay, it doesn't displays the p tag, but it displays the content inside the p tag. Okay, so this is the difference that web browsers get by using HTML tags. Okay, also HTML tag contains three main parts. Okay, so there are three main parts of HTML tags. So the first one is opening tag, the second one is content between the tags, and then the third one is closing tag. Okay, so the opening tag is less than bracket, then we put the content, means the tag name, and then the closing tag, which is the greater than symbol. Okay, this symbol, this is the closing tag, and let's make it bold. And this is the opening tag. Okay, this is the opening, means less than symbol. Okay, and this is the content, means the tag name. We can also say here I will create a bracket and write tag name. Okay, I will create it bold, means you will get that point. Okay, and then but some HTML tags are unclosed tags. When a web browser reads an HTML document, browser reads it from top to bottom and left to right. Okay, so some of the tags in HTML are unclosed tag, means we can say self-closing tag to them. Okay, like img tag, input tag, or we can say line break tag or horizontal line tag. So these are self-ending tag. Also we can search here on Google self-ending tag in HTML. Then you will get the results that which all are self-ending tags and which all are ending tags. Okay, means they need the ending tag. Okay, so here we will get a list. Okay, so here is the definition. So here somewhere you will get the list. Okay, here is the list. Let's see it. Okay, so this is the list of self-ending tags. Okay, so these all are self-ending tags, and for ending tag, let's see tag in HTML. Okay, so here we'll open W3 Schools website, and here we can see this doc type declaration tells that we are using HTML5 version. Okay, and the self-ending tag here is not self-ending tag. So here we can see the normal tag. Okay, the first one is opening tag, then there is the content of tag, then there is a closing tag. Okay, and this is the whole element, okay, that we'll be learning in the future slides, means further slides. Okay, and okay, this is all about tags. Now let's see the next. What is the so it just reads the content from top to bottom, means it just reads the HTML file, HTML code from top to bottom and from left to right. Okay, so HTML tags are used to create HTML documents and render their properties. Okay, so HTML tags are used to render the properties of the tags, means every tag has different properties. Okay, means p tag will create a paragraph, h1 tag will create the bigger heading, img tag will create an image to display in the website. Okay, so there are different functionalities for different tags. Okay, we can say that. So where I was, yeah, an HTML file must have some essential tags so that web browser can differentiate between a simple text and HTML text. So this is the point which I told you before. Okay, So HTML have series of tags. Okay, we can implement it in our website and show it to our clients. Okay, and we can also sell it. Okay, we can also sell the template of website. Also we can monetize it by creating ads, so we can earn money by creating websites. Okay, these are two ways by creating website, earn money by creating website. Okay, so let's see another point. You can use as many tags as you want per your code requirement. Okay, so we can use a number of tags. Okay, means uncountable tags in HTML in our website. Okay, means there is no limit for HTML tags to implement it. Okay, so but if you use many of the tags, then your website will be slower. Okay, so it is recommended that you can use APIs, or you can just add smaller amount of tags. Okay, so and add more amount of content and do more styling. Okay, styling doesn't take much place. Okay, much space, I can say. Okay, so the rules for tags are, so the first one is all HTML tags must enclosed within less than and greater than brackets, and the second one is every tag in HTML perform different task, and then the third one is if you have used an open tag, then you must use a close tag. Okay, so this is opening tag, and this is the closing tag. Okay, let me bold it, means you can understand it. Okay, except some tags. Okay, except self-ending tags. Okay, so the first rule is that the HTML tag must be enclosed within this less than and greater than brackets. Okay, and the second rule is every tag performs different functionalities, or we can say different tasks. Okay, and the third point is if we open any of the tag, then we have to close that tag. Okay, it is compulsory except some of the self closing tags. Okay, so this is all for this slide. Now let's see the next slide, which is example of tags. So these are closed tags, means these are normal tags, we can say. Let's type a normal tags. Okay, and these are unclosed tag or self-ending tags. Okay, so the example of normal tags are p tag, paragraph tag, or we, okay, and then the next one is h1 tag, or we can say heading level, first heading level tag, and then we can say bold tag, means b tag, then delete tag. Okay, means we can say del tag. Okay, so these are normal tag example. Now the self closing tag examples are img, br, and okay, so in the br we can write, we can type the forward slash, or else not type. Okay, it is on our mood. Okay, so the next one is hr tag, then the next one is input tag. Okay, so we can see the list of tags in this URL. Okay, so let's copy this URL and just paste it in our web browser. So I'll just close this tabs opened. Okay, and I will paste it. Okay, here are the list, here is the list of HTML tags. Okay, so there are many of the tags. Okay, so here are not given the count of tags. So some of the tags are removed tags. Okay, means they are deprecated in HTML5 version. Okay, and some of there are new tags. Okay, we can see here, and here is also new and remove, means it is new but it has been removed. Okay, so this you can refer it. I will share the PPT, also I will share the link now in the chat section. Okay, you can refer this for your understanding. Okay, so let's see another, let's go further. Okay, so the next topic is what is an element. Okay, so an element, an HTML file is made of elements. These elements are responsible for creating web pages and define content in that web page. Okay, so an HTML file means a website is made of full of elements. Okay, and these elements are only responsible for creating a beautiful web page, or we can say a beautiful website. Okay, like YouTube, or we can say Amazon, Facebook, Instagram. Okay, so let's see the next point. An element in HTML usually consists of a starting tag, which is this one. Let's bold it. And then the closing tag. Okay, and there is a content between that tags. Okay, between these tags. Okay, so I'm bolding this last tag. Okay, closing tag and content inserted. So this content is in middle and this closing tag is in the last. Okay, inserted between them. Okay, so here I have mentioned that content is inserted between these tags. Okay, technically an element is a collection of start tag, attributes, end tag, and then the content between them. Okay, so the starting tag, attributes, ending tag, and then the content between them is together called a tag. Okay, then they together are called a single tag. Okay, so here we can say elements in HTML. Minute. Okay, we'll open this website. Okay, so here we can see that this P, okay, paragraph, it is the whole paragraph element. It is called an element. Okay, this whole paragraph is called an element, and this single paragraph tag is called a tag. Okay, this is a single tag, and this is the content between the tags, and this is the closing tag. Okay, so this is an element, this is a tag, this is the content between the tag, and this is the closing tag. Okay, is there any doubt in this tags and elements? Is there any doubt? No. Anybody else? Anybody else, please? Okay, alright. So let's move further. Remember that ending tag has a forward slash before the tag name. Okay, so there is a difference between starting tag and ending tag. Okay, so the ending tag has a forward slash before the tag name. Okay, here we can see in the syntax of the tags. Okay, so here we can see that a forward slash is given in the ending tag. Okay, not in the starting tag, in the ending tag. Okay, so this is the first rule of elements. Okay, so here I have gave you the element structure. Okay, so this is the element structure and this is the example of element structure. Okay, so this, let's take an example of P tag. So the starting tag of P is this one, and this is the content between the P tag, and this is the ending tag. Okay, so let's move further. So here is a small note. The first point in the note is some of the elements are not having closing tag, so they are called self-closing tag. So this I have told you in this tags. Okay, so the second one is there is one more term in tags and elements, that is attributes. Okay, so these attributes we are going to see brief in this slide. Okay, so these are two small notes for ourselves. Okay, so let's see what is an attribute. Okay, so attributes are very simple and they are very logical. Okay, so the first point in the attributes is HTML attributes are special words which provide additional information about the elements, or attributes are the modifier of the HTML elements. Okay, so basically attributes provides information, additional information about the elements, like we can say providing the height and width to the image tag, or we can say providing the source to the image tag. Okay, or we can say providing the source to iframe tag. Okay, so these are some tags that we have seen yesterday, I think so, or else we can just see it in the last day of the bootcamp, where we will apply all the knowledge of HTML and CSS, okay, to style the web page we created in the last bootcamp. Okay, so let's see the second point, which is, okay, so let's complete the first point completely. So after this is given that they are the modifiers of the elements. Okay, means we can give the font size to the text, or we can say font family to the text. Okay, so this all is for first point. Now let's say the second point, which is each element or tag can have attribute which defines the behavior of that element. Okay, so every element or every tag, we can say, having the attributes. Okay, means many of the attributes can be in an element. Okay, we can apply uncountable attributes. Okay, there are limited attributes, but we can apply every attribute to an element, okay, or to an tag. But there is a note that we can only apply the attribute only to the starting tag, okay, not to the ending tag. Okay, means only here we can apply it in the starting tag, means this p tag. Here in the starting tag we can apply the attributes, okay, not in the ending tag. Here we can't apply it here. Okay, we can only apply it here. Okay, so let's see the third point. So attribute should always be applied with start tag. Okay, that is the point which I told you now. Okay, now let's see the fourth point. The attribute should always be applied with its name and value pair. Okay, so there are two values to be put in. Okay, there are two values to be put in an attribute. So the first one is attribute name, and then we give the value to the attribute. Okay, so these two values are given to an attribute. Okay, now let's see the fifth point, which is the attribute name is and value are case sensitive, and it is a recommendation by W3C that it should be written in lowercase only. Okay, so the attribute name and the value of the attribute are both are case sensitive. Okay, means if you give the value as the lowercase and you have applied it in the uppercase in JavaScript, or we can say CSS, then it will not be applied to that tag, okay, or we can say attribute. Okay, so that is the thing that we have to concentrate on, and it is the recommendation of W3C that we write the value, okay, and we can say tag name, I mean attribute name and values in the lowercase only. Okay, it is the recommendation of W3C. The full form of W3C is World Wide Web Consortium. Okay, so let's see the third point, which is you can add multiple attributes in one element but need to give space between two attributes. Okay, so we can add many attributes, but we need to give a single space between that attribute. Okay, not in the attribute and values, but in the attributes. Okay, so let's see the last slide, which is of example of attributes. Okay, so some of the examples of attributes are, so this p tag and this h1 tag. So here we have give class and id to p and h1 tag. Okay, so this is the tag name, and we put the equal sign, and then in the double quotations we add the value of attribute. Okay, and this is the content between the tags, and this is the closing tag. Okay, remember that we give attributes only in the starting tag. Okay, so this is the very important part. Okay, and for h1 tag it is done similarly. Okay, we can give any attribute to any element or to any tag. Okay, this is any to any element or to any tag. To know about more attributes, visit this website. Okay, so let us visit this website. Sorry. Okay, so this is the website where all attributes are listed. Okay, so this is the first, second, third, many of the attributes are there. So let us count. Okay, so there are 169 attributes. Okay, just a minute, let me close it. Okay, so there are 169 attributes in the count. Okay, created by HTML5. Okay, not HTML5, created by HTML language. Okay, so let us move further. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. So now I will share